3 clocks that was up hung from the ceiling that had the 3 different times.
Yeah, Moscow.
There was a sign. There was a sign that was around those. Fred got that.
That's nice. That's awesome.
So it was still there when Fred got it. And but that was, of course, years before these guys ever stepped into the game. But even so, but Fred had that, because I remember commenting on it, and then he got a bunch of the blueprints. He got Vandenberg to give him a complete set of blueprints for $395 Alpha. And if I'm not mistaken, he also had a complete set for OSTF1.
Damn.
And so, and I want to say they were pretty well complete. I remember he was in a giant damn crate. Because Fred and I were talking, but I didn't have the means. It wasn't until later 4 of us site owners went in together on a commercial E-size print scanner, but it was only good for black and white. Okay.
Right.
And it was 4 blueprints, and we bought it for that. That's how we digitized all the Titan II prints. Not only the original construction, but the phase 3 plus the deactivation. And it just went along, because I had wound up acquiring nearly a complete set of prints for the Plattsburgh, the last Atlas F sites built.
Yeah.
In Plattsburgh, New York.
Love it.
And so when I came across those, we all went in. There was me, Lee Guidry at Cortland in Nebraska, and David Johnson at Hobart, and Jim Curry that had just bought the site. I can't think of the name, but it's the young man's got it now that's doing the, he's got the Airbnb too for that Titan 2 out of Little Rock.
Yeah, Arkansas.
GT is his first name.
Death wears bunny slippers. Death wears bunny slippers.
Yeah. That's it. And so anyway, he's got this. But that came from, just to let you know, it was all 4 of us. But see, Bryce, that's how everything has changed now. But it's like anything. It's Moore's Law in physics. I mean, it's like how expensive everything was 25 years ago for us to get into this. I mean, look, if, the biggest hard drives were what, IBM 25 years ago was, 125 meg?
Well, you could say Fred Epler showed a blueprint in front of you, you could take a picture of it on your phone, and it's going to be great quality.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's it. Absolutely. I mean, in some of those, I forget what Fred told me it was, because the History Museum at Lowry didn't want him to remove the pictures from the photo albums. So that's why sometimes if you look at some of those individual photographs, it looks like there's a reflection.
Uh-huh.
And that came from Fred's originals that he sent me, and then I digitized them, because Fred never digitized them. I did. I went out and then bought the big I remember when the 11 by 17 scanner came out and shit. That was like $1,000.
Oh yeah.
But you can see what we were all trying to do. We were all trying to. There were certain ones of us site owners, and we wanted to try to do whatever we could in perpetuating this.
No, that's why y'all are the...
And why I say that, I would love to, if Fred was living today, the one beauty, the last time I saw Fred Epler was at the reunion before last, and he stopped by my house. And David Johnson was with him, and I gave Fred like 4 or 5 hard drives. And I said, Fred, when you get home, just plug these in and make a direct copy, okay, of everything you've got. David Johnson's got them, because then those hard drives, Fred mailed them to David, because David was our computer guy. So if there was anything we needed, we always went through David. And in doing so, and then see Fred passed away just a little while after that. So
that's a shame.
And I know, because see, Fred was a year younger than me. And this is like 10 years ago. I mean, at least 10 years. But see, I don't know who got his collection. I mean, I didn't really, I knew who his brother was, but I didn't have really any contact. And I'm just hoping that a lot of that stuff went to Pete, that does the Chrome hooves, does the Titan One website.
Well, Pete hasn't done anything in 20 years.
Oh, Pete hasn't?
I don't think so. I mean, Chrome Hooves is 20 years old. That's what got me into it.
Well, you see, that's the way it works. I mean, and no offense, look, I'm just as guilty. I mean, look at Siloworld.
Well, Siloworld, it was right
because
there
of the
behind
domains. Had it not been for David Johnson, again, our computer guy, all these years.
Right.
I mean, all of us have been friends for 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, we always worked together. And had it not been for David, I mean, when I just couldn't keep up with Siloworld. And so then trying to do the work. And so all of a sudden, the last time I updated, it was like, 2008. And then all of a sudden, David goes to me, Gary, let's switch the domain.
Yeah.
And so siloworld.info was available, and it's being, what's neat about Siloworld now? It is literally being served off of servers in an Atlas F site.
I love it. Yeah, it's siloworld.net.
Nobody knows that, right? I just love it because it's honestly being, given to the world from inside an honest to God first generation Atlas F site.
Yeah, I love that. Initially was it .com? I mean, it's .net now.
Yes, it was always .com. And what I did, I got so busy. I was going through a divorce.
Yeah,
is how it occurred.
I understand.
And it was a ball buster divorce. And, I lost the domain. And at one point, I'll never forget the ISP. See, there was, what the hell was his first name? Fitzgerald was his last name, from San Diego. And he hosted it. He had an ISP in San Diego.
That's not the Fitzgerald from Plattsburgh, is it? No. Oh, yeah.
No. And he hosted it for free.
That's awesome.
And because we would constantly talk. And I mean, and through the years, he'd just call me up or I'd call him and we'd catch up on what he always wanted a site. So he would always go, and he was really hot for the Chugwater Atlas E site, north of FEW, north of Cheyenne.
Uh-huh.
And he just loved that. Well, anyway, long story short, he I don't know, some way or another, then he changed servers, and my password no longer worked for updates.
Damn.
So what I would do is on my computer, I had the original, I would just constantly update it, right? Because I would do this in my spare time when I got nothing to do. I'd sit there and, do something, build further out. Because see, at one point, Siloworld had 30,000 photographs and documents.
I noticed when this update stopped. I was there. Yeah. I noticed it.
And so, and when I did that, then all of a sudden what occurred? I lost the domain. Now, Fitzgerald would call me up and go, Gary, you've hit 16,000 hits a day.
Nice. That's crazy.
Like, no way, really?
A lot.
So I would, yeah, exactly. I was like, whoa, that's great. And so anyway, it just, I wound up losing the domain, and then come to find out it was siloworld.com was transferred to some Asian, I don't know. Then all of a sudden it turned into one of those nudie sites. And it was one that would, you would go through all of these different, it would drop you over here. And I'm not too sure why or how. Well, I think Fitzgerald got back on and he saw what had occurred. And probably by then my phone number had changed.
Uh-huh.
and my contact information, and